Alright, it's 10:30 p.m. at night. It's 82 degrees, absolutely beautiful. And I'm stranded in the middle of the desert because something real bad happened to my van. It's breaking my heart, I'll tell you about it. But I'm not just stranded anywhere, I'm stranded at the world famous Roy's Motel Cafe. If you don't know what this is, look it up. Roy's Motel Cafe. It's a legendary, world famous site that millions of people have traveled through. This is Route 66, the original Route 66. And this place was built, I believe the little rooms were built in the late 40s, and then the motel part was built in the early 50s. And this gas station that you see here, I was told that originally this was built in the late 1800s when it was still just, you know, wagons and horses and whatnot, and there was mining going on all around here. And then in the 30s, late 30s, this turned into a gas station. And what's really wild about it is it's been in tons of music videos and movies. They said, yeah, look up Enrique Iglesias, Hero. And sure enough, you know, you remember the scene? I can be a hero, baby. Right? It was all filmed right here. Yeah, if you look right here, you can see it. Amboy and Roy's Cafe. Amboy settled as an early settler, 1858. Became a water step. It goes on and on. You can pause it and zoom in if you want. Look it up online, it's very interesting. So basically the story is that I'm coming out here to go to this fundraiser for the fire department in a town called Tecopa. And I check my oil, I check all the fluids, I do my normal routine, because I do all the maintenance on my van. My van's called Blue. And I've been with Blue for 7 years. And she is top notch. Never had any problems. Well, today I take off, and right about when I get here to this town, it's called Amboy, I round the corner and then it's got a little uphill, and I start going uphill and I'm going 55, and then all of a sudden she just starts burping. Until finally she putters out. So I go, man, I must have got bad gas, because this thing is like a Swiss watch, right? A 1989 Toyota van, runs just like beautiful. And I've had everything always looked at, so I know the timing belt's good, water pump's good, radiator's good. But I think what's happened is it's either bad gas, which I already put additives into it, so I don't think that's going to be the problem. I think the fuel filter, or I'm sorry, the fuel pump, I think it died, because it's gasping for gasoline and not getting it. So this van to me is like a baby. Inanimate objects to me are extremely real. So I care very deeply about this van in a very human way. So right away I pull over and I'm, what's the matter, baby? And I'm going through everything. I'm thinking, is she overheating? Because it was 102 degrees, and she's not used to that, right? Because we're from Oregon, different place. So right away I just open up the engine compartment, let it cool off, and then restart. We get going, everything's good again. And sure enough, about 5 minutes later, first uphill, it starts again. And it's just choking. She's choking for gas and not getting it. So it was very sad. Basically, for the last 10 miles to get here to Amboy, to the world famous Roy's Motel Cafe, I would drive for, maybe 5 minutes. She'd start again. I'd pull over, and somehow each time I restarted, she'd be good for 5 minutes again. So I was able to make it the last 12 miles all the way here. Pulled in, and then I started doing diagnostics I got out my manual, and on the 1989s, at that time they didn't have anything like we have now. So basically you take 2 wires and you put it into this little probe, and then it gives you codes on the dashboard and said everything was fine. But she's choking. But I basically spent 6 hours, and I took the air filter apart, I took the fuel filter apart, I checked everything. Oh, that's a huge train. I'll get that on camera. Massive trains. I got stuck at the thing when I was coming in. And I sat there for, I don't know, probably 10 minutes. Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of cars. So that's what you're hearing behind me. It's just very upsetting that she's hurting. And I got a quote to have her towed from here, Amboy, to Ehrenberg, Arizona, where I just came from, because I made a good friend with a mechanic there, and he can take a look at her, he'll get her going, and I don't have any AAA or anything like that. So I get the quote from a place in Needles, which is 80 miles away, and they go, oh, okay, well, we got the quote, you got no AAA, it'll be $1,680 to tow it. Scout's honor. $1,680 to tow it. What I did is I went to AAA right away, and they've got their Premier on sale right now for $109, and you get 1 200-mile tow that starts from where they tow it, not from where they come from, and you get 3 100 tows. You get a free rental car while they're doing the repair. Just an incredible deal. AAA. The problem is it's a 48-hour wait after you initiate it. So just started today, so I've got to wait tomorrow, the next day, and then that day following I can have this all done, get back there. So that's what's going on. You never know. If you're living in a vehicle, van life, here's the reality. You break down in the middle of the desert because there's nothing for 100 miles that way and 100 miles this way, or 100 miles that way or 100 miles that way. And there was no cell service at all. So when I kept pulling over, 0 cell service. There's no one to call. The only way you're gonna get saved is if a policeman pulls over, or a tow truck, or a good Samaritan helps you out. So here we are. And what happened is I went in, and right away I told the man who was working, I said, hey, here's the deal, I'm broken down, I have no cell service, and he was totally cool. I hadn't even bought anything yet, and he goes, no problem. So he gives me his, I think it's his personal Wi-Fi and his password, and boom, I got full signal. And then I said, well, I can't go anywhere, I'm stuck here, I'm gonna need some time to get all this together. No problem. Very, very cool people. Talked to the other manager. Great. So this is real good energy here. And it's because of the millions and millions of people that have passed through here. Just think of it. How many people? This used to be an old garage they had in the back too, because everyone's breaking down in this heat. Imagine the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Those cars weren't built like they are now. Just amazing stuff. I'll be camping here for a few days. I asked him, I'm right now next to the cafe that you can see. Oh, they're doing more stuff on the trains over there. There's a whole crew that's working on the train tracks. That's all the noise. But I said, hey, this is what's going on. Well, I told him everything, and I did make purchases. I got gas, I got sodas, pops, and can't remember what else, some other stuff. So he knows that I'm legit, I'm not just, a bum. And he said, no problem. The people that own this own everything here. And apparently there's not a single person that lives here. He said he drives 100 miles each day to come to work. No one lives here, there's nothing. And they keep documenting this and see if I can still get to the fundraiser out in Tecopa. I'm thinking about just making a sign because I've got to wait 48 hours. So I thought, well, do it like the old way. Just make a sign and hitchhike there. It's still 2 hours from here. Yeah, because the point of that story is that right now I'm parked right here next to the cafe. So I've got full Wi-Fi. It's beautiful. They leave it on at night. The issue is that he was saying that the owners of this now own all this property, and so they like people to go across the street and park between the Gold Buddha and the post office. So I'm going to move over there soon, but once I'm over there I have no Wi-Fi, zero. Not a single bar, it's just no service. So I'll keep you updated. It's going to be quite the adventure for the next 72 hours. Ciao.